Okay, time with Gramps. Just a little bit tonight. The peace plan. Wednesday, Israel signed with the United Emirates and Bahrain. Uh, Not really a peace agreement, but I guess it was some kind of a peace agreement. But Bahrain is over 90% Muslim, so that was an unusual thing. Things were changing in the Middle East. That treaty they signed, they called it the Abraham, um, not covenant, but something else. But that in itself was not Daniel's prophecy of the agreement with the many. However, there are like five more Arab countries that are willing to also join with Israel, and if they have some kind of a big to do, and they all sign it, that could be the culmination of this treaty. I know this wasn't that treaty because if it were, that would have started the 7 years tribulation. And if that had happened, uh, Elijah and Moses would have appeared on the streets of Jerusalem. Their ministry is 3.5 years, and at mid-trib, the Antichrist will kill them. So they have to start right at the beginning of tribulations. The first thing that will happen is Elijah will stop the rain for 3.5 years, just like he did back in Kings. So you would know by those two things that tribulations had really started. Moses, he'll be turning water to blood, and all the different things that he did to Egypt whenever he wants. If somebody upsets him a little bit, it's not going to be good. And if anybody tries to kill him, fire is going to come out of their mouth and destroy him. That's hard to believe, but apparently that's what's going to happen. You talk about some bad breath. That's bad. Anyway, that's not funny, but anyway, we've got some time. I think not much. There's the state of this world is teetering on almost extinction. This country has gone through we're starting the fourth turning that I'd recently learned. I don't remember who wrote it, two college professors. It wasn't a religious thing, it was secular. So the first turning was a bunch of people's artists and dreamers get all this idea of how to make a utopia, and that's the first turning. The second turning is all these guys that roll up their sleeves and build everything that the dreamers had thought about. And then the third turning is when the people are just kind of living the dream. They're kind of living off what everybody has built for them. They don't know how to really do anything themselves, but they're enjoying the good life. And we've been in that turn for some time. The fourth turn is when everybody says, look, we don't want this government anymore. We want socialism. We want everything free. We want free college, free housing, free everything. We don't want to work. We just don't want to work, period. And that's when everything falls apart. We are in that fourth turning now. And they said this isn't just something that may or may not happen. They said it's as inevitable as spring following winter and summer following spring. So they say it is going to happen. And if you look around, it is kind of happening. In this country, they don't want, and I say they, that's the anarchists and the left, and I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, there's such a thing as the left, and you know about them. Just like the fake news media who are running the campaigns for the left. Anyway, you see how they want no police. When they're just trying to drive people out of their houses. They're making race worse. I mean, they're looking in the rearview mirror about 60 years ago or whatever and trying to bring that back. It's racial division. The Republicans, Christians, are not causing that. Everything had been pretty good. I know there's the ghettos and everything, the Democratic voting farms, but so anyway, I've talked more than I'd planned to. I'd probably torque some people's jaws, but I'm old enough that I don't really care. So all I can tell you is you must be born again. Jesus said you must be born of spirit, born of water. And it's time. If you haven't accepted Jesus in your life, you better do it. Today, of course, I've always been a fan of Rosh Hashanah and the rapture happening then. And this weekend just happens to be Rosh Hashanah. And I've had enough of this world. I hope and pray that the rapture would happen this weekend. Of course, I say that every year, and all the kids, they laugh at me and say, well, you say that every year. And I say, yeah, well, one of these years it's going to happen. If not on Rosh Hashanah, it'll happen sometime because it's imminent. Anyway, everybody it's only Thursday now, but have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll see most of you in the air.